I see a lot of people online complaining about how there's like five media companies that own everything. So let's talk about why that's happening. Okay, so we have these big media conglomerates that basically own everything, right? So in 1984, there were 50 independent media companies. By 2011, 90% was owned by six companies. This basically happened after the Telecommunications Act of 1996 that was signed by President Bill Clinton. So when the Telecommunications Act of 1996 was passed, it promised more competition, more diversity, more jobs, a booming economy, and lower prices. But what actually happened is they lifted a 40 station ownership cap, which led to these companies owning the majority of broadcasting. Broadcasting includes broadcast TV, cable, news, national sports, etc. So when this 40 station ownership cap was lifted, companies like iHeartMedia went from 40 companies to 1,200 companies. So when you hear people talking about these conspiracy theories like Project Mockingbird, this is why they're saying that. Now, I know 1996 sounds like a long time ago, but a lot of these members who were in Congress then are still in Congress now because we don't have term limits. Now, if you look at the campaign financing for everybody that is going into Congress, you'll see that they're accepting money from many of these companies. Then we have the CPB, which is the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which is a publicly funded nonprofit. CPB says 70% of their funding goes towards 1,400 local news stations. Here's a look at some of their funding. Now, I'm not sure why this hasn't been updated since 2014, but your guess is as good as mine. Here is a list of the different companies that are under them, including PBS and NPR. To me, this is a huge fundamental issue, and not just with media, but with all of these corporations taking over everything in the country. Now, I am very pro capitalism, but I am not pro corporatism and I am not pro crony capitalism. And the thing is when you research these things, you can see that they are almost always directly tied into a policy that was signed in the past 20 or 30 years.